Welcome to Factorio. My name is Niklaus. This is episode 24 of our Let's Play campaign. We completed. We are in the realm of the blue science at this point, and we are straining our base as much as we can in order to get as much output of it from it as possible. The thing that we have done today, yesterday, or what was it, was here. We have now researched. Where is it? Tanks. We have a tanks. We have tank. We have a tank here, and we have military 3. The next part we want is actually the advanced oil processing. We also just completed that, so that's actually what we want to do. But before we actually start on our advanced oil processing, we might want to take a look at our mall up here, because we might. This is also what we built last time. Look how efficient it is. I just go up, grab some stuff, and everyone's happy. I don't have this one yet, but I'll before I lose my tank, I can guarantee you I will have another one ready. That is a promise I can make to you, and I don't think that's too ambitious a promise. What I will do now is I will go down here. We will be using this advanced oil processing formula, and we'll be using the heavy oil cracking and the light oil cracking. This one is shifting the balance from here 30 30 40 to 10 45 55, so i.e. more petroleum. This one allows us to crack heavy to light. This one allows us to crack light to petroleum, and that means we can now get a lot more petroleum. So this is what we're going to do here. We are going to say no, you're not going to make any of these anymore. You are simply going to do this, and this, same as this one. You're now going to be, oops. What? Can't mix fluids? Oh yeah? That sounds like a challenge. I'm pretty sure I can mix fluids. I'm pretty good at that. I think if I really did my best, I could probably mix fluids. Now here, what about you? Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I think someone also commented. When I built this one, there are 2 inputs and they're both oil. Either one could be the correct one. That will be oil in the future. But if I take this one and switch it, the other one is water. Yeah. So we unfortunately have to take all of this out, because I can never remember it. And there's always a good, there's something like heavy oil is heavy. Oil is heavier than water, and heavy oil is heavier than petroleum. So therefore, water is closer to the heavy oil and petroleum. So you have the lighter to this side and the heavier to that side. I think that's how you're supposed to remember it. But if you can't remember the mnemonic for it, then it doesn't really matter. If only we had robots, right? If only we had robots. And before you start yelling at me, why don't I have robots yet? I hope that you can see that I've been very diligent about where I place my scarce resources, and that goes for primarily in terms of the oil resource that goes into plastic, and that goes into our defense. Let's call it defense when we go out and slaughter the biters. Let's call that defense. And therefore, if we start building robots just now, well, sorry, I just won't be able to support it. Then I won't be able to get any of the tank shells and neither get the tank research. So, whoa, that was good, because no, I don't know. Can you do that? Oh yeah, you can. Ah, never mind. There. Now they are producing in different quantities than before. And here I'll then also get some water in. Otherwise these don't work and it'll get stuck very fast. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 7 of these. No more. Do I have any? I have 5. Great. And this goes up. We might not have enough water to support all of this, but then I just go get some more water. Luckily that's pretty cheap. here, and here. So now this one will start working and start producing. There. That'll start producing petroleum instead. And the petroleum then just needs to be brought out here. Oops. We will no longer need these inserters, and we can now also take this line out. The question is, if you feel like asking the question, but what about we're producing any more solid fuel? The answer is, I will gladly let this run out. You know what? I'll just get there, just for the hell of it. I love handcrafting things. I know it pisses you off, so I'll do it again. I see this as, I'm not using my handcrafting, my pocket crafting at this point, so why not just put it to use? Okay, so these are now working. They are outputting more petroleum. Well, not really getting anywhere. There. This one is also going to be... Now this one gets a bit wonky. I don't think... No, I don't need that much. And this one also needs water. Also we get here. Pretty sure we'll run out of water. I mean, in this pipe. Still got a bit. Now this one, we are getting such a small percentage here. Right? It's only 10 for every craft that comes in here. So that's actually not very much. And that's why we don't really have to worry too much about it. I will take these up here so it doesn't merge with our pot. And that will go into this one. So it'll simply just go back into the line. Oops. Right. That's as easy as that. And let's have a look at the quantities. 20k in each. Okay. Nothing there. This one has all of the stuff it needs. It's good. Because we're not really consuming this anywhere. We'll need it for our electric engines at some point. And this one, yep, is working happily all the way through. No, not quite. That's to be expected. But it will now produce a lot more petroleum up here. You can see this one. Yeah, it's still not happy. Still not particularly happy, but there's... Why is there so little? I mean, am I made a mistake here? This one's just producing all the time. Maybe it was just really sad before, and now it's just slightly less sad. Let's also have a look here. And this is going up here. It's going into our solar panels, which we might consume, but this one will eventually back up. And once that happens, more will flow to the plastic, because plastic will always be needed. And again, so we should have what we need. Let's have a look at the production of the explosive shells just to get, and since we have 545, didn't I say like I wanted there? Now that's 550. Is that enough to start going out? I think it actually is, but the question is, do we want to go out this time, or do we want to reserve a full episode for going out? My thought is, I think we reserve a full episode for going out. And that's going to be next time then. So in the meantime, there's another thing I want to do that I think makes very good sense to build in this episode. And that is... Oh, come on. Why do I have some crap? What kind of crap do I have in my inventory that I don't need? You know, just you bet you need this, and you need this as well. And you need that one as well. So I can get this one, alright? Don't think I need this much though. Like 1000 of each, definitely enough. Okay, now what I want to do is, one of the intentions I have is that there's be a train line in here, 4 lane wide, also on this side. And I want on the outer side here, This one should actually go in it. On the outer side, I want to have solar panels. Yeah. So that means I should do a test of what it should look like. I'll be honest, I have done a bit of testing just to get a sense of it, because this takes forever to do. And oh, I love blowing these up because I absolutely are not a fan of cliffs. But they're part of the game, so we deal with it grudgingly. So what I'll do is I'll take a copy of this part, because this is how the train will work through. So I need to fill this up with solar panels. And we do that by starting to build a pattern. I'll show you the pattern that I thought about. This one is a nice little flower, and it tiles really easily like this. Doesn't go well against edges. So one of the thoughts that I had was, well, why don't I just build it mirrored then? Right? Like this? And like that. No, not like that. There. Right? And then this one could tile easily like this, and all the spaces that are left could quite easily include some of these, right? That's my basic premise here. The funny thing is with solar panels, this game has been out for a while, and I still find new ways of doing this, doing the pattern. It's very important to keep in mind. This is something that maybe newer players are not aware of, but maybe just take for granted. You want a specific ratio between your solar panels and your accumulators, so that the solar panels charge the accumulators during the day, and the accumulators will cover the same amount during the night. There is a formula for it. The formula is that you want 24 solar panels to 21 accumulators. And if you do that, you take the number of solar panels and you multiply it by 0.7, and that will be the continuous power you can draw during this cycle. So if in this case, let's do a sample. Oops. Copy here. This one, 64, 65. So in this case, I have way overscaled the number of accumulators compared to the number of solar panels. That is to be expected, because I am having it sort of along the edges. As soon as I scale it up, maybe just, could I build it like 3 times here? I can. And let's just remove it like this. Yeah. Get it sort of nice and round out there, and then like this. Pretty damn okay. I mean, I can get it closer. This one's now 2 tiles. Yeah, while that one is 0 tiles. So undo. Nope. He's done Control C, Control C. Undo. We'll take it like 1 tile in, and then 1 tile in. And that one will be angry with that and yell at it and just figure out what we can do. We could maybe just take it 1 up like that. Then we'd have pretty close. Let's see, what is the ratio then? Here. This one is 192 to 176. It's not totally off, I think. 196 divided by 24 multiplied by 21 is 171. So you can be going all extreme about it. Why did that one not get here? Or you can say, that's pretty good. I'll take it. It's also a nice crisp pattern here. So this is now how we built our solar panels. It fits. I could build it closer, but I actually like this where it's even. I could maybe take it 2 tiles down, then I could actually have room for that one. Let's try that. Try cutting that one and then saying 1, 2 tiles down. That means that one would have to be there, and that one would be there, right? Then I have room for that all, and there's a nice space around it, so it doesn't completely clutter And from it, yeah, okay, I can't really see it from the perspective yet. There are no lights in this though. And that might be something. It's gonna take forever to fill out, but the other thing I wanted to see was, how much was it? It was 192. Okay, so we take 192 and we 0.06 megawatts. This is because each producing 60 kilowatts. And then I multiply it by 70%. And that means this thing here will give us pretty much exactly 8 megawatts of continuous power during the day-night cycle. I think this is pretty good. This is just something we squeeze in next to our train tracks. It doesn't look horrible. I don't know. We'll see when it gets placed whether it does look horrible. And you are very welcome to fill this block up even more. But yeah, I don't feel the need for that. And most importantly, I need to remember, take the blueprint. Should I take it like this? I think I should take it like this so that you get the context as well. There. Get it in. Now we'll give it some icons. That one. And remember that it's working with these power poles. We'll call it solar, or 8 megawatt solar above rails. I think that's a descriptive name. We'll take it. We'll put it into our little blueprint, and you can now get it from my website whenever I get around to updating it. Yes, that's kind of an important part to remember. So by all means, yell at me in the comment section, because I record these and I process them and I upload them and they scheduled and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I also need to make sure that out of sync from that, I need to release the blueprints as well. Yeah, this thing is not the easiest one to fill out manually. Luckily, this will motivate us to get robots sort of within reasonable time. But this will also just alleviate our coal power plants, or yeah, they are actually coal power plants, so. At least it'll be easier to put the accumulators in afterwards. Maybe they actually would be easier to put the accumulators in first, because they are like in straight lines. You know what? Let's try that. Oh, they start charging immediately. And they'll start sucking power from our coal plant, which is not really the intention. I don't think I'm going to be building many of these on camera before I have robots to do this for me. This is just incredibly frustrating. Also, not exactly how you would do it if you're speedrunning. But I'm not speedrunning. I am taking it nice and slow, and I'm focusing on the aesthetic of the base quite heavily in this series. Right, so let's see if now it's easier to place these. I can still place them incorrectly, right? Oh my god, I hate that sound. Now, all this means is that I can't really just move around. And I'm pretty sure with all the solar panels I've placed up top, I just won't be able to move around at all. Quite happy how fast we actually got this one. This is not actually what I did in my tests, but as soon as I saw this one, I was like, hey, hold on, we'll just do that one. And once we do this, we are going to have to adjust our coal power plant so that it does not always work. That's very important, because you do not want the coal power plant to always work. You really don't want to, or ideally you don't want the coal power plant to work as long as the accumulators have power. That's basically the way you want it. So when the accumulators have power, you don't want the coal power plant to shut down. So I have to be a bit more careful about taking these first. Yep. And do I have enough? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have enough. Whoops, that's not gonna work. Ah, boxed myself in. Okay, we go the long way around. This one has to be shifted one up. Did we get it? Did we get it? Yes, we did. Awesome. So how does it look from... Yeah, well, I could have told myself, well, that looks sufficiently silly, I guess. Oh, well. Do we have tracks? Yeah, we do have tracks. So why don't we just build this just so that we can... These tracks, there may never be a train driving on these tracks, but I want them anyway. And what I could do as well is actually build it on the lower side as well, but you know, not going to do that right now. Whoops. Yes, okay, and we keep getting attacked, and they are blue biters, so they are kind of tough. Oh, I really should be building one. Maybe I'll do that sort of between sessions. Let's at least have a look. Can we can build that one over there, because that's... Let's put at least the blueprint down and see how easy that is. Yeah. Here. Solar panel above rails. Boom. And that one needs to be going like that. Oops. This. Try it again. Let's have a look at our power graph, how that works. So since we're using 42 at this point, the fact that we can have 8 continuously coming from non-coal is actually very nice. And I can build another one, so that's gonna be 16. It's not all of it, sure, but it is definitely a start. Oh, let's go to our coal power plants, because what we need to do is make sure that it is constrained adequately, so that it doesn't work as long as the accumulators here have power. It's a bit tough to do that right now. What you basically need to do is wire these ones up here. But I don't want to do that, because they're kind of far away from the base. I would rather get a few of these. Four. I like this hand signal. It places a hand. And I thought it would be really strange when I first heard about it, but it actually works quite well. Yeah, oops, that's 100 amps. Maybe a bit overboard. So what I will do is I will take one accumulator and place here. This one will fast align, since all accumulators are part of the same network. This one will very easily or very fast align with the other ones. So once it's full and once they start draining, then they'll be the same. Boom, it's done. Now, what happens is that if you look at the power, these are not being used as long as we produce the coal. So I actually want the coal to back off now until this one comes at a lower. And the way I do this is I can make a wire condition on the offshore pumps as well. That doesn't use any power. So now we have exactly no change at all. But what if we wire from this one on this belt? See, this one has a signal A. Now you can see this one output signal A. This is the amount of charge it has. So what if we wire this one back to these two and then say you're only allowed to work when A is less than 30%, for example. So at this moment, these are off. And we could actually just build exactly the same over on the other side. Lo and behold, someone has actually made room for it so it doesn't interfere. Ta-da! That one, that one, that one. That should be done. This one is currently charging, but it's now over 30%. It's charging up to the other. And if we look at our power, solar panels are now delivering 11. And they're still, okay, they're still working. The reason why they're still working is because they're consuming the water that was already put in. You can see we still have a lot of steam. Let's have a look and just make sure that it actually works. All right, see now they are spinning because they start wiring up. These are still off. No water is passing through them. This one, it's 65. And we're still maintaining all the power. We're just using the accumulator charge. This is now 37, 35, boom. And then these turn on. Power is stable. And we're going to start flickering on here, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. It'll start wiring all of the... So it'll be a very strange graph where these ones are turning on and off. Which means this one will be flickering around 30%. It works better, to be honest, when you have more solar panels. So that's my cue to go out and build a few solar panels. What that means is that when we come back next time, we'll probably have the shooting speed 5 researched. That is amazing. I will just show you the difference, which is impossible because you won't be able to remember until tomorrow what it looks like, what the difference is. But when you get the shooting speed 5, then the tank shoots way faster, 80% faster, which is going to be quite handy for our biter killing endeavors, which will be in the next episode. So something we prepared for a very long time since we built the wall in episode 18, and even we started panicking before that. Then we'll finally have a go at the biters. And there are some spikes, some power spikes in the game, and that's exactly what happens. So you need to find those power spikes and just attack at the right time and then back off. Anyway, speaking of backing off, it is time for me to back off this episode. Thank you very much for joining. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, you know where the like button is. If you don't, or if there's something you'd like to see different, be sure to leave a comment in the comment section below. And if I forget to upload the blueprint, you know where to yell at me. I hope that I've earned your subscription. If I have, you know where that is. And I'll hope to see you again. Until next time, stay effective.